In this video, I'm going to walk you through the steps when it comes to buying a brand new construction property. I'm going to start off by talking about the process, then I'm going to talk about the advantages and follow it up with the disadvantages to the process. My name is LJ Aguinaga. I'm a real estate broker at LJ Realties. And if you like the content, please hit the like or subscribe button below. Let's start off with the process. So the first thing you want to do is speak to your real estate agent. You want to reach out to them right away because if you go to the project first and then try and bring in your real estate agent, the developer is not going to let them in. Once you walk through their sales office, they consider you their client and they do not allow any external representation. Next, you need to select your lot or which unit you want in the development. This is where you get to see the plan of everything that's going to be built and you get to choose which one's the right one for you. After that, we start working on pricing. Like when you walk into a car dealership, everything's an add-on when you go to a new construction, whether that's the grass outside, the driveway, the fence, etc., or as well as all the interior finishings. If you want soft closing doors or anything of that nature, those could probably be an add-on to the original price. Now, a lot of the time with new developments, you're not really going to knock too much off the price because the pricing is quite fixed. What you can sometimes do, however, is have them include upgrades into the original price. After that, we're going to decide on all of our finishings. So we're going to choose all the colors. We're going to choose every single finishing that we want on the property. At this point, we'll have given our first deposit. We will have signed the contract for the property as well. And then after that, we're waiting until we get to our pre-purchasing inspection of the property. Now, this isn't your typical inspection because most of the time you're not going to bring a full inspector with you. However, it's where you walk around the property and you want to make sure if there are any blemishes to point them out so the developer can fix them before you get the keys. So usually takes about an hour and you want to be very, very diligent to go through the entire property and point out any problems that you notice. Finally, we have the possession walkthrough. So once you actually take possession, you're going to do one more walkthrough and you're going to verify that everything was actually done and that you're ready to move in. Now, let's talk about why buying new construction is awesome. Well, first of all, you get to design your dream home or your dream condo. Everything you've ever wanted as a kid, you can now get to put it on paper and really design it the way you want with all the finishings you'd like. Next, you get a brand new home warranty. Now in Quebec, we don't usually have any sort of warranties. We do have legal warranty, but it doesn't cover at all the same things. In Quebec, you're gonna have a 5-year brand new home warranty applied to every single new construction. Now it is on a declining balance, and I'm happy to talk more details about that with you later, but it is still a really interesting portion of buying brand new. Finally, if you buy a property halfway into the construction, you might not have all the choices of the finishings that you would have wanted, but usually you're gonna get a little bit of rebate on price and you're gonna get the keys a lot faster had you bought it from the very beginning. Now, let's talk about some of the pitfalls when buying brand new. You're going to walk into a model unit, and the model unit is going to be decked out with all the finishings possible. Now, the price that they showed you to lure you into the development is the base price, and that does not include any of the finishings that you're seeing when you go into the model unit. So you're going to have to be very careful distinguishing what's included in the base price and what you're going to be paying for extra. The next setback is the fact that you're not going to get to move right away. A new development usually takes anywhere from 2 to 4 years to be developed. So depending at where you are in the process from the time the project launches, it might take a little while before you get the keys. So if moving in soon is a priority to you, a new development is probably not going to be the way to go unless you happen to get one of the last units of a development that's about to be delivered. And finally, like we discussed before, like a car dealership, every single add-on is going to add to the pricing. So you have to be very conscious of the pricing you're going to pay, as well as everything that you fall in love with along the way. This wraps up the advantages and disadvantages to buying brand new construction. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button or comment below to keep me going.